is my first ever colourwork project. Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mariette, also known as the Boervrou, and this is episode 27 of the Crafty Stitches Podcast. Today is Monday the 26th of December 2022 and I'm coming to you from South Africa. So it is nice and hot and I brought myself some cold ginger tea that I made with ginger root and boiling water, which I then cooled down and strained, and it is very nice and refreshing to drink. So yes, it has been 2 weeks since the previous episode, as it usually is. Life has been a little bit slower than usual, but I will speak a little bit about that later. I hope that you have something to drink while we chat a little bit about all of the projects that I've been working on. And I want to also say thank you so much if you're a returning viewer, and if you are a new viewer, I hope that you will enjoy this content. So let's get into this episode with my finished objects. So my finished object, my one and only finished object, is the pair of socks that I have been making for my husband. In the previous episode I was at this point, that is a little stitch marker from Mariette from Pincushion Crafts, but these are knit toe up using my pattern DB toe up socks. So I started the sock and I was at this point in the previous episode, and in the meantime I finished both of them and the pair of socks has been completed. I really loved working with this yarn. It is beautiful. I love the colors, I love the feel. Oh, and this is actually, the socks is actually blocked, and the ends are woven in, so all I need to still do is snip them off. So they've dried overnight and they are now just need me to snip off the end. So I used this Regia 4-ply yarn for the socks. That is the color, and I bought these at Arthur Bales when they had their sale. I used 97 grams of the yarn for this pair of socks. It is knit for a 27 centimeter length foot, and I knit them on 2.25 millimeter needles, 9-inch circulars, except for the toe I did on magic loop. But yes, that is the pair of socks, and yeah, it's done. I really enjoyed working with this yarn and knitting this pair of socks. It was a very nice relaxing knit. I will also be sending a picture of the socks to Linda for the Sock It To Me Challenge 2022 that was hosted by Linda Simpson Designs and Kim from Kim's Crochet and Knits. Right, so that is my first finished object, my first and only, and let's continue with works in progress. Right, my first work in progress is my first ever colourwork project. So I am making the candy cane socks by Crazy Sock Lady Designs, Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. And I'm doing mine toe up as you can see, the pattern is cuffed down. So I'm just using my my toe up socks method and inserting the patterning of the candy cane stripes socks. Anyway, so this is what I have so far. So I've did the striping on the foot. I did it in the same sequence as she did it in the pattern, with one color that repeats 3 times. And most of this yarn is Knotty Habit yarns, which is a 75% merino, 25% nylon blend, which is a Kaiso base. And I'm using all of those minis, and this one is not a Knotty Habit yarn. This mini is a mini from Cocoa Blues in the colorway Guinea Fowl, and that is the only one that is not Knotty Habit yarns on this sock. Yes, I really like this a lot. I'm not sure how much I like the double stranded or the double thickness because of the floats on the inside. But I shall see how it wears when I wear it, and then decide on how I like it. So I'm using a 2.25mm needle as suggested in the pattern for the normal knitting part, and the colourwork part I'm using a 2.5mm needle. Now my only problem is that my only 2.5mm needle is a magic loop needle, so I had to do this on magic loop, which was very tricky in the beginning stages. But after the first 8 rounds or so, I figured it out, and I think my sides is not too messy. I think they came out very nicely. I have to work away the ends still and so forth. So I wasn't sure how to knit over the ends with color work. I will still have to figure that out. But yes, love the sock and love how it looks so far. I did put it on a longer cord and fit it, and it is fitting me correctly. The color work is not too tight, so yeah, enough stretch to fit around my foot. And I think that is everything for the sock. I'm really looking forward to seeing the completed version and to see how much of the yarns I actually used. I'm actually in love with this brown as well, because it's got so many variations of brown. I hope the camera can pick it up, but it's gorgeous and I love it. So yes, that is my colourwork sock project. I think that is all that I can say for this project. The second project that I have on my list, I'm not actually going to show, I'm just going to quickly talk about it. I am putting my waving lace top back on the needles. I decided to re-knit the top part, but what I decided to do in episode 25, I think, I will just put it on screen if it's not correct. I finished the waving lace and I was talking about it and things that I didn't like about it, and that I had this line going through it. So I was talking with some friends on Zoom one day and got a few suggestions, and then decided that I'm going to insert my needle a little bit below the line that I have where the two colors do not match, and then I will rip out the top part and then I'll start alternating yarns, and then I'm going to redo the top part. I haven't decided exactly if I'm going to not do decreases for the armholes, and if I'm going to actually do decreases or what exactly, but I know I'm going to re-knit it because it's more than halfway knit even if I rip back. So I'm gonna try and fix it. So that'll be a second whip that I'm gonna be working on, and then I do have a third work in progress. So I saw this project on We Grow Wild's podcast episode, the first one that I actually watched and then started following her. So I just barely started this one. This is the Thicket Headband from Mirella Moments. It is a free pattern on the blog. I will link it down below for you. And I just barely started. Oh, I don't know how to show this one today. So this is a light purple yarn. It is L stretch. It is a 90% acrylic and 10% polyester blend. It's got this very stretchy, I guess it is spun in a way that it is this stretchy, but anyway, so I do have like lots of this yarn when I actually made headbands and sold them. So I have a lot of leftovers, and I decided I want to make myself a headband. Now I don't really want to make the headband for keeping ears warm. I more want the headband for keeping hair out of my eyes, especially because I was working a lot in the garden this past few weeks, and I think I do need a headband. So we shall see how this turns out. It is full cables, so I don't have a problem with cables. I love doing cables. I'm not always so keen on doing it with a cable needle, but yeah, if we have to, you have to. But I'm not doing this with a cable needle. I'm just simply dropping off the 2 stitches to the back or the front and pick them up again, so they don't seem to go anywhere with this yarn. So I think I will be fine. Alright, so the pattern actually is written for a Aran weight yarn, I think, and this is a double knit yarn, which doesn't really bother me because you knit a strip and join it, so I can just knit more repeats. I don't even think it actually says repeats in the pattern, it just says knit to this centimeters, so it doesn't really matter. And if it's not the same width as the pattern, that doesn't really bother me because I just want to keep hair out of my eyes. So I'm very excited about this one. I think it's going to be beautiful. But I am knitting this on a 4mm needle. Yes, US 6 4mm, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's going to be a very nice project. Right, so that is all of the works in progress that I have to show for this episode, and we can go over to crafting goals. Alright, so for crafting goals for December, I wanted to finish my last 2 projects out of the whip bin. That was the granny square pillow cover and the cowl that I re-knitted, and I finished both of those in the previous episode, and the pair of socks that I wanted to make for my husband, and as you saw, that is done. So I basically completed all of the crafting goals for December that I wanted to do, and yes, I don't have any crafting goal plans for January. We shall see what I come up with in the next year. So I think we can just hop over to news. For news, last week I shared the tutorial of how I made the popcorn stitch crochet border for my scrappy chevron blanket. I really enjoyed making the popcorn stitch border, and I think it complements my blanket really well. So I will link that down below for you if you maybe missed that. And then I've been taking a little break, which has been wonderful. Doing a lot of gardening and small little tasks that you usually don't have time for. But I also forced myself to take a little bit of a break and rest, and it has been wonderful. Alright, let me see what else is there. My friend Leanie from Independence Crochet and I will be hosting a make-along for the next 2 years, which is the Battenberg blanket make-along. And yeah, we are very excited. We have lots of plans, and you can send me or Leanie a DM on Instagram so that we can add you to the Instagram group that we will be creating very soon. We will keep you posted on that, and we will definitely be talking about that in next month's Scrappy Sunday chat that you can have a look out for on Instagram. We will be announcing it there and keeping you up to date on that. Alright, the last thing for news, my newest sock pattern is almost ready. The pattern is written and finalized. I recorded the tutorials for the pattern, the exclusive tutorials for the pattern today. So I must just edit that and get that up, and I must still take pictures for the front page of the pattern, and then it will be ready for knitting. I'm super excited about it. I love the pattern, and I'm very excited to share it with you very soon. Alright, I think that is everything that I have for news today. I will be doing my podcast recommendations now. I have 2, as I usually do, and my first podcast recommendation for today is Penrose Knits. This is Laura from the UK. She designs beautiful garments, and she's got quite a few patterns in her Ravelry store. You can have a look at that and have a look at her podcast and see if you maybe like her content. And then the second podcast recommendation that I have for this episode is the Ollie and Bella podcast. So this is Cherie, and she is also from the UK. She does podcasts and vlogs, and yeah, it's really lovely to watch. I really recommend you checking out her channel and see if you maybe like it too, and I will link both of them down below for you. Alright, that is everything for today. I will be ending the episode here with my usual comment question, and my comment question for today is knitting related, and I was just wondering, how do you like the double thickness of stranded colourwork knitting? Here where I live, this part of the country, we don't get snow. I mean, it is cold. We have measured minus 14 degrees Celsius here on the farm, but yeah, it's not cold as where it snows. And I'm just curious on how you like double thickness colourwork garments, like socks or cowls or whatever, and what is your opinion and how do you like them? And that is it for me for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will enjoy the last day or two of this year, I hope that you enjoyed a lovely break over the December holidays, and that you may be still on holiday and enjoying the last little bit of your holiday. That is it from me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my content. And I will see you in the next one. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.